Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If this happens to be your first time stumbling across our channel, first off I'm going to say hi. My name's Dave, and typically I cover my LEGO investment hobby, my business. I also have a Bricklink store that I share a lot of on here, and I do a fair amount of collectible investments beyond there, specifically around genres and themes that I loved growing up. Now today, we're not going to be covering a lot of the actual items that I use for investment or for sale. Today, we're actually going to be sharing our numbers. So today, we will be covering the February 2022 sales data for the channel for my business. Many of you have pointed out in the last one that my overall income from this stuff and all the time that I put in, relatively low. And some of that's a little bit intentional. I get a big surge at the end of the year when we get to Q4. And unfortunately, I didn't do any recordings for the end of 2021. We are going to keep this up year round so that you guys can have some really good, transparent insight into what you can make running a LEGO investment business, Bricklink store, all the fun stuff. So if you enjoy the stuff that I do and are thinking about making this a business, maybe this will help you better understand what kind of profit potential there is. Now, I by no means am the best person, most experienced person at this. I'm just a real person, and I'd like to think that most of you are real people as well. And so I hope you find a little bit of information in here that you find useful. Do know that everything that I am sharing is for entertainment purposes only. I am not trying to provide you advice or guidance. I am purely just sharing my experience and talking about something that I love, which is LEGO and my business. So to start things off here, you can see that we have the ScotsToys 2022 all sales and expenses, hashtag expenses yet to come. So I do plan on rolling expenses into this Excel sheet at some point. Right now, it purely just tracks my sales as it relates to all the different platforms that I utilize, as well as the cost of goods associated with all those things that I sold. Now, it does not track new purchases, other miscellaneous expenses, but again, this spreadsheet is in the works, and I hope to one day have it to the point where once I fill this out on a monthly basis, I get to the end of the year and I hand it off to my CPA, who does all my taxes. What we're going to see here is that the Bricklink snapshot, that's where we're starting. We can see that we actually have about 800 parts less than we did last month. Last month's data was actually only taken about a week before this month's data. But we did end up selling some stuff, so we had a reduction there. We have quite a few less parts in the store, less used parts, less new parts, for a total of around 1,300 less parts, and looks like about 40 less lots. The total estimated sale value has reduced by about $190. If you want to look at those numbers, hopefully you can read them on the screen. If not, there's not much I can do about it because some of these sheets have quite a bit of data. Let's go ahead and move over and talk about our Bricklink February sales data, though. So for the month of February on Bricklink, so you can see we had a total of 25 different orders come in, and the total across all those orders was $652.59 with an average order of around $26.10. I can see that my largest order was $189.50, and that was actually from a viewer of the channel. So thank you very much to all of you who do support our channel. Relative to taxes, so I do track taxes, even though it's not something that comes to me. It's something that Bricklink takes and remits to the Michigan IRS for the Michigan tax place, whatever that is, on my behalf for my sales. And so I do want to track that so that I know some general accuracy when I get to the end of the year. So they had about $40 worth of taxes that they collected on my behalf. My Bricklink fees across all 25 orders was $14.49. My PayPal fees for these same orders were $33.45, which is interesting because Bricklink has a higher percentage fee. However, PayPal has a 30-cent fixed fee as a part of their fee system, which means since I end up with multiple orders, or at least some lower dollar orders, they end up having a higher percentage of fees associated with those. I did have $18.28 worth of coupons that some of my friends and longtime customers have earned over time. I have paid $100. So out of the $652, I paid just over $100 shipping all these items out to everybody. And all of that gives me a net revenue of $445.85. Now, the order total for the goods was $483.41. So that's the total sale price of the items, which is how I calculate my cost of goods. Some of you were asking me how I go about doing that for tax purposes in a different video in the comment section. And for my Bricklink stuff, I don't track per piece. I don't track per set. I have a formula that I use to pull from my inventory cost, which is half of the order total. And that's because a lot of the stuff that I put into the Bricklink store end up having a part out value, or an estimated part out value, of roughly around 2 times what it cost me to actually purchase the set. So the cost of goods sold ends up conveniently working out to $241 and change, which gives me a net profit. Now, this is the amount of money that has come my way after paying for everything that it costs to get there, minus income tax, which is what'll end up getting assessed later when I submit all this stuff to the actual CPA to file my income taxes. And that net profit was $204.15. Now, for the Bricklink one, I do track a couple more items here, and that is the total number of lots sold this month was 275 different lots, with an average lot count per order of around 11. The total number of items that we sold out of the store was 2,018, with an average item per order of 81. So that's it for the Bricklink stuff. Let's move on to our Amazon sales data, and we can see that I sold 1 set on Amazon. Again, I think I've only got 3 sets in there right now. I probably need to bundle up some stuff and get it in. But I did sell another one of my LEGO Battle of Atlantis sets for $24.43. And after some referral fees and FBA fees, which hopefully you can see on the screen, we did end up with a net revenue of $15.02. Now, this one I do track differently. So I handle Bricklink with a cost of goods as half of my order total, or my item value. For my sets, I do use a inventory management system where when I purchase sets and I pull them into my inventory, the cost of those sets are recorded. So when I go and I sell this Battle of Atlantis, for instance, I simply just look up what my average cost of that set was. And in this case, it was $11, which gave me a net item profit after all fees and everything of $4.02. And that is the amount of money that I will, that is the amount of money that I will end up paying taxes on. So I won't pay that in taxes, but anyways, hopefully that answered your question about my costing in terms of how I go about that. Again, not a whole lot here, only the 1 item sold. If I go over to eBay, we had a pretty similar story, only 1 item sold on eBay, and it was a sock monkey, which I picked up from a Goodwill for $2. So you can see this item cost over here. Again, inventory management system. Highly recommend using something to keep your inventory and the cost of that inventory stored away. And that's what I have here. So sold that for $20.99. And then we had taxes and fees and the shipping cost in there, gave me net revenue for that item. So this is the money that came to me of $7.87 minus the item cost of $2, even though I already paid that before, but I'm recuperating that cost now. And that gave me a net profit of $5.87. So I am swimming in the money, folks. Doing great. Moving over, we do have one particular item for our other sales data this week. So we have a order of somebody who I knew, we ended up knowing, who was fairly local. They had a bunch of pieces that they were particularly looking for, or specifically looking for. And so instead of directing them through Bricklink, since they had already reached out to me, I didn't want to have them go through, create an account, It was something that I could end up shipping to them myself. And so I just put together the order myself, self-pulled it, gave them an invoice via my website from Square, and that's what's entered here. So we had an $18.55 sale. I didn't charge tax to them because they actually live out of state. So they don't live in the state that they purchased the item. And again, I am no sales tax wizard, but I'm pretty sure that since they do not live in the area that I have a nexus in, I think is the way it's referred to, that means they don't have to pay sales tax on that item. Anywho, item fees, and again, this is because of PayPal in this case. My PayPal item fees were $1.14. Oh, maybe I processed this through PayPal, not Square. I was thinking about processing it through Square, which is what I use for my website. Anyway, $3.37 shipping fee gave me a net revenue of $14.04, minus my item cost, which I treated this one here just the same as I would my Bricklink orders, because that is what it was. And so my item cost, $7, gave me a net item profit after everything of a miscalculated field. What do we got going on here, folks? I forgot to minus shipping fees in here. I've got to correct this formula on the fly. So behind the scenes, there we go. That number makes much more sense. $7.04, which means I paid about 6% in fees, which is the PayPal 3% plus 30 cents. Moving over, we're going to look just real quick at the combined data for the month of February, not March. We are in March right now. Matter of fact, it's St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you. I hope you had a good one. This video, I think, will still be coming out in March, but it's going to be towards the end of it, I do believe. So for the month of February, total across all my different platforms, we had a total gross revenue of $716.56. Total taxes paid, $43.22. Total shipping fees of $112.30. Total platform selling fees of $27.36. Total net revenue, so again, revenue before the cost of my goods, $533.68. Total cost of goods, $261.71, giving me a total net profit of $315.20, which, as you know, no one's going to make a living off of. So moving over and giving you my year-to-date total. So this is something that, first off, can you see? No, you cannot. All right, so here in the middle of the screen, you can now see my year-to-date total. So my annual gross revenue is around $1,170. My net revenue, after all the fees and shipping and taxes, is $800.51, which gives me a net profit after my cost of goods of $489.73, which I put a nice little thing in here. My annual ROI so far on everything that I have sold has been around 126.83%, which I think is actually not that bad. My Bricklink stuff, you can almost only ever get 100% based on the way that I calculate cost of goods, but all the other stuff does allow me to get some higher ROIs in there. And so far we're 2 months down. I've made roughly around $1,000 of revenue, had some fees, and ended up at the end of the day with about $500 that I was able to put in my pocket after all my expenses associated with those items. And I call that a win. It's not money that I'm going to live off of by any means. This is actually a pretty low number right now. However, I do fully expect this number is going to go much, much higher as we move forward, especially since I started selling on Whatnot. I have been averaging roughly $500 days there. Plus, I do still have the Bricklink stuff going on, and I have the eBay stuff going on. I'm expecting March to be somewhere in the magnitude of around... I'm going to go with 2 times my total year-to-date revenue so far, at least. I'm hopeful of maybe even more. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. That's just a prediction of what March may be like. I hope that you enjoy this level of transparency and can see that I don't make a ton of money off of this stuff as of right now. But let's keep following me. Let's keep checking out these videos. I will continue to give a monthly update for the previous month so that I can recap everything. And coming up here soon, I will add in other expenses. However, it's got to make my priority list. And for right now, I got to get caught up on some YouTube videos and getting some stuff cleaned up and packed away here so that I can sell some more stuff on Whatnot, eBay, Bricklink, Amazon, Facebook Marketplace, pretty much anywhere that goods can be sold. On my website, and that's something else I need to do. So anyways, that's going to be it for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing it all the data, all the numbers. I love this stuff, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget, like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.